This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will. And why did you say it like that?
Nakai.
I don't know.
Major
I just did that.
I am Major Thesk. Oh, sorry.
We screwed up the whole flow.
Oh God! Restart. What do we do? Do we go back?
I think we just roll with it.
Oh, okay. Speaking of,
We're doing
I
it
am
live.
Wrinkle Studios. I had to get one in there.
We are just screwing that all up. Okay, my name is Nutcase.
Sorry.
And if you feel like you're in a nutcase right now, you can go to twitter.com/in_a_nutcase, and you can find the nutcase in the bottom right corner here on Twitter and see her art and all of the greatness that is on that Twitter account. So there you go. All right. But if you are also interested in some aliens, what is Covenant Canon all about?
So Covenant Canon is pretty much, like you said, it's an alien-focused portion of Halo, which basically goes over the Covenant aspects within the Halo universe, such as the species, history, culture, technology, that sort of thing.
And we like to be mega nerds and provide it from a unique perspective, as in from a in-universe perspective, because it's one thing to just read to you right off of Halopedia, not mentioning names, but you know, we like to give it a little bit more of a personal take, a little bit unique and all that. And I see what you're doing right there, and I love it. I am the new face of Halo Canon. Welcome to my
Oh no!
Oh, geez.
Oh,
God.
All right.
As my dear friend Thesk here has mentioned, we focus on perspective, and that's the best part of the channel. We can get to some new angles at looking at things. We can look at people that are beloved, like Vodar, aka the Arbiter, and just take it from a perspective of someone who absolutely abhors him, to a faction like Sully Neon's Covenant, and make it sound like it's the greatest thing ever, or when really we know it's not. But overall, it's all about the fun angles of perspective.
And I changed your angle as you were saying angles and perspective. All right. And then Nutcase, I already talked about you a little bit, but if you want to give them a little spiel about what you do, then go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just, thank you though. So I just mainly make Halo-related content, usually artwork or even stories. I am working on a bigger project called Halo Probation. If you want to know anything more about it, I'll soon be publishing the main summary sometime soon, which is basically this girl who's stuck on a world with a bunch of different alien factions, one Covenant, a couple of pirates, another one that's kind of a banished splinter group. And she's just trying to survive and get off the planet. And then there's a lot more to it, because of course there has to be.
And if you want to know more about this stuff, our Wednesday episode is an entire almost hour with Nutcase at the bottom here, all about Halo Probation and her own content creation and things about her in general. So if you want to know more, then check that episode out when it comes out. This is our Monday episode. And Will, I've taken away your chance to do a ASMR intro, but if you want to, that would be...
I was going to say, it's a Manic Monday.
Manic Monday is just kind of our news day. We kind of cover some relevant topics to the current
relevant to us
things happening. Yeah, relevant to us, because it's usually like a week after everybody else has touched on it. But that's how we like it. We like to be a week late to the party, because then the party's over. All right.
Fashionably late.
Makes sense.
So we have two quick topics. The first quick topic is Marty O'Donnell wants to drop new music for the Master Chief if he rolls into Smash at some point. So, what do you guys think about that idea?
Yes.
I'm surprised if Smash doesn't add another anime character with a sword for the next three characters.
Hey, as a lover of Fire Emblem, I wouldn't be upset per se, but I think they could do with some diversity in Smash.
Yeah. No, Master Chief would be interesting.
So that's actually a good. That's actually a good point, because I'm actually curious. So for the few like foreign characters from other studios outside Nintendo, I was under the impression that they just like would get rights to music from like the most famous games they were from. Do they actually like get composers to create new tracks?
Yeah,
for the thing,
or they remix like existing I mean, they don't always do this, but a lot of the compositions in Smash are like new renditions of old songs. Specifically, like Zelda gets a lot of new renditions in, like when you bring in Link, a lot of the music is similar but new.
Well, to be fair, that's an in-house thing with Nintendo.
Correct. But I think with like even outer studios, the reason they do that is because of licensure, I think, more than anything else. Because if they try to take it from another game, it might be tied up in some license with some other creator who already created that work. And so it makes sense to make new music.
And as we know, like the music industry with DMCA's is utter cancer.
Yes. Yes,
Like,
it is.
It is.
And overall, just the idea of Chief in Smash, I am definitely not opposed to it. Like, if we had Marty O'Donnell make new music again and bring Chief into Smash, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Maybe they can do an alternate costume with Thelvadam. Maybe.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Well,
Nice, but also,
I like that idea. Well, I like that idea. I personally feel, for one thing, the skeletons are just far too different, and that's a big thing with like skins in these sorts of games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Well,
also,
they
like,
did
different
do Sheik and Zelda though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Originally, but then, Another
Not to
thing-
mention, Thel got his big thing in Killer Instinct.
Instinct.
Well,
True,
I know that.
true.
I know that's one of Microsoft's own things, but for kind of like I guess you could say an ambassador to another game, especially one since Nintendo is in Japan, I think Chief would just be like,
exactly.
the nice vanilla ice cream cone to give.
Exactly.
They already
and-
put it in Fortnite, which is.
yeah.
I
Actually-
don't care what people say. I adore seeing Chief do all of those ridiculous dances, and the mini warthog is fucking adorable.
Fair enough. Also, like, if you want a good video of how to build Chief in Smash, look up the Scoopa 92. Who, like, I love his content. I love him whenever he makes machinima work. I haven't seen any new stuff. I don't even think he's made new stuff, but Scoopa did such a fantastic job with how to break down the Chief as a move set.
Now, who did this video? I'm sorry, I was looking up the mini warthog because we were just talking about that.
All good. The Scoopa 92.
Scoopa
This is a
92.
shout out to you, buddy.
No.
With a K.
Shoutouts.
Oh, did I say that wrong? Or is it in Twitter?
It's on YouTube, but it's a K instead of a C.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Aha! There we are. Master Chief Super Smash. There it is. Most popular
Yeah.
video, looks like.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, like he's got a straight style. I know this is
Oh.
like
That's
it's such a cool thing
amazing.
he's done. Like that's how I would implement a moveset for him.
Okay.
Honestly, like shows off all the weapons and gives us a nice base.
Yeah.
And clearly he's already got some melee moves because he's got the beat downs and the assassinations. So
Yeah. Oh, he goes so in depth, and I love it.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll make sure we link this video just for your buddy Scoopa. All right,
Aw.
let's see.
I'm sure he's never even heard of me.
Oh.
Today he's your buddy, and tomorrow he's your enemy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Stupid! You came into my house.
I mean, that's how we met.
This exact way, huh? Drakle falling over off the camera and all, in the dramatic way that he's done so.
Like, look at it. Look.
I know, I see the
Guy in
hand.
back looks like he actually literally looks like he's stabbing him.
Like evil Matthew Mercer.
All right, so the second quick topic here, guys. Big team battles returning in Halo Infinite, and this is based on a rumor or leak instead of a true battle royale style game mode. What do you guys think about big team battle coming back, and would you have preferred this or a battle royale mode?
I definitely would have preferred more of this with the big team battle. From what I've gathered, it's a lot more than just like what it used to be, with a lot more stuff. Like I think it mentioned Pelican drops as well as like I think it said map unique vehicles being dropped in, like Uber units basically.
Yeah,
That's from what I remember. Yeah, which to me, as soon as I heard that, I just thought like this sounds like an evolution of Warzone to an extent, or rather like breeding Warzone with classic big team battle, kind of making it feel more like what I feel Halo's big team battles always strive to do is always strive to kind of recreate a lot of the big conflicts and the feeling of an actual war in, a multiplayer sense, which you can argue if how well that works when you have a bunch of crazy gamers running around doing whatever they can take to win. But yeah, honestly, I think big team battle more so than, and I'm sorry to upset these two here. But like, I think big team battle has always captured that feeling of epic conflict more than Reach's invasion. Like, I love invasion, but let's be honest, it's never been able to top just the sheer high octane action and feeling of being in a war zone like big team battle, or dare I say it, Halo 5's Warzone actually has done.
Hey,
I definitely liked what somebody said in the comments to this, where they were like, Halo has always been a franchise pushing forward its own ideas in a very popular way. And instead of following the crowd, they were a leader of the crowd. And I definitely agree with that sentiment, in that if Halo were to drop a BR mode, I mean, do you guys feel like they'd be following the crowd or leading the crowd?
I feel like they'd be following the crowd, to be honest, because for one thing, I disagree with people. I just look at that and I just think, I just can't imagine a mode like that in Halo, because so many other battle royales have so much more going on for them rather than just like, you're in a field, find weapon, shoot enemy. Like, they have crafting, they have all sorts of just other intricacies. And with Halo, the Halo formula, like the arena style shoot, like dash and shoot, especially with advanced mobility, I just can't see that working well in the battle royale, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Like, battle royale, it has worked for games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, but for Halo, I just can't see that for a Halo game. Don't get me wrong. If they manage to make it work, then absolutely, I would be all for it. If they manage to make it work from an in-universe or a realistic perspective, I would be all for it. But in all reality, big team battle has always been, with, well, pun intended, the big factor in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Nutcase? You got any thoughts on this one?
I pretty much agree with Nakai and Thesk. I think that Halo should always try to be a leader. It has been it should be always iconic to and just like, I haven't had much experience, but I do always love a new experience compared to other other games, and to have like, and I don't like, nah, it's fine. I just like having different experiences, differing from game to game. So, and also having this choice, like the variety between within games would be nice. So.
We got the laugh track. We got a laugh track, guys. It's all good.
Thank you. I'm self-conscious about that.
I love this.
I'm sorry.
No. It's not. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So the main topic of today, and this is kind of more important than the other two. But the other two are kind of just fun little subjects to open this up with. The main topic is, for the Monday episode, that the servers for the Xbox 360 versions of all the Halo games are being shut down by the end of 2021. No earlier than December 18th is what 343 is saying. So probably December 19th. Who knows? But it means the end of online matchmaking for the Xbox 360 and Halo. And essentially the last franchise that people are still playing on the 360. In my opinion, there's probably not a whole lot of other franchises that have an active fan base as large as the Halo series on the 360. Right.
Yeah.
So this means that they're shutting down the servers for Halo 3 Xbox 360 version, Halo Reach Xbox 360 version. I'm not going to keep saying Xbox 360 version, but that's what I'm saying here. Halo 3 ODST, Halo Anniversary, Halo 4, Spartan Assault, and Halo Wars. All of those games on 360 are being shut down as far as matchmaking goes. But they will continue to live on in the Master Chief Collection. But they have been developed to run on newer hardware, so that's why those are being maintained, especially since they're also going to be on the Xbox Series X, so it only makes sense.
Yeah.
So as this is the end of the era of the Xbox 360 and Halo, what are your guys' feelings in regards to this? And I'm just going to briefly say I enjoyed it while it lasted. I will be sad to see it go, but if you base everything on when it ends, you'll never enjoy the things while they're happening. So that's where I land on this.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely on that, Will. Or Chris, sorry. It's so late. I'm tired. My brain's shutting down.
You're good.
But,
Your beards.
Yeah, I
It's just the
definitely agree with
beards.
you. It is tragic that the end of an era has begun. But like you said, if you focus on what ends, you can't focus on what's beginning. It endured far longer than pretty much a lot of people suspect it could have been. With the original Xbox after 360, it didn't really last that long. But with the Xbox X and now the Series X, it pretty much continue to live past these two. And to see it come to an end finally, it's quite an accomplishment. But I think now it's a perfect time for it to rest and to allow newer platforms to rise up, while they're not being forgotten. They're, like you said, they're going to be ported onto Master Chief Collection or to the newer consoles. So it's not dying. It's not dead or dying. It's just being transferred. But back to what I was saying, well, basically I agree with you. Like, if you focus on what ends, you can't really enjoy what begins.
Hey.
Yeah, I was
that it,
agreeing with
Drakle?
what you said. Yeah, so basically, I haven't played these games in 6 years. I honestly didn't even realize you're still able to play them online, and I think it's just a testament to, one, how great these games are, but also like Microsoft's like newfound commitment over the last couple of years of actually like helping the community, that they've kept these games going this long. Because it's it is nuts. I remember when Halo 2 went offline, that was pretty quick, as you were saying, after 360. And that was heartbreaking for me because...
Was it like 2 years? Like at most? Or was it less?
Yeah, it was 2 years at most. And when that happened, there was not like an alternative for me. So at least now we have the Master Chief Collection that's in a playable state. And it's honestly, for the most part, is a better version of all of these games. And they're adding new content to it. I know some of it's controversial, but it's still fun to get new content. I just am amazed that they've lasted this long. And I'm also kind of amazed that I'm pretty certain most people are not playing these games anymore. And yet, if you read the comments from a lot of the Halo community, they are pissed. It's like, when was the last time you actually played these games?
Last week.
I'm pretty much in agreement with you there. So, confession time. I actually never got into the multiplayer games throughout 360. Like, the only time I really got into the multiplayer was with Reach, and that was like back when MCC was out, and I was too poor to actually get it. Friends of mine would just like pop on to Reach and that sort of thing and play with me there. Other than that, I just didn't really get into the online multiplayer, so I have no attachment to this whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm like you. I didn't even know people were playing it, but I think it is a good testament. Also, and this is only the slight cynicism I'm going to bring in. While I know some people are enjoying it, I think the real reason people are so upset about this is because they look at this and think, once again, number company bad. Like, that is legit one of the things I think is really pissing people off, because if you just look at this from, a like even a neutral point of view, it is inevitable. Like, there's only so much resources you can dedicate to so many consoles and software and just all that stuff before, like, it really just starts taxing resources. And especially with Infinite being, from what we've heard, more of a platform that they'll keep adding to than just a single installment of a game. I think it's perfectly fair to just shut down those resources and reallocate them to the stuff that is probably going to be a bigger investment overall, both in terms of what the company wants to do and for us playing the games.
And not to mention that it does actually, for the Xbox Live at the Xbox 360's time frame, it actually required dedicated servers, if I remember correctly, for Halo. So like with the advent of closing these down, they don't have to maintain those servers anymore to keep the matchmaking alive for this particular set of games. Especially since the MCC is so big as it is, I imagine that is a pain to maintain on its own, let alone also maintaining the 360 versions. But I'm going to let Drakle and Nutcase jump in on this.
Ladies first, I insist.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. For me, I never really played much of multiplayer. I did want to, but I didn't have the ability to. I did play on 343. Oh, not 343, Xbox 360. Holy crap. But for me, to see how people are still playing it till this day, just shows how we love our tradition. We love to try to keep. We love having these old ways of doing so. But as you stated, we've also had to do it with Halo 2 on our other consoles, and just showing how we can get through this, and to show that we still play it like this shows that we still have a lot of we are collective, and for us to evolve and adapt to the situation as we have in the past shows that we are I think we'll be fine. I think.
Well,
so that's my say. Thank you.
Well put.
I'm a little tired, so I'm like, I had to make it short.
Exactly. Like what? It's like 12:30 for you guys, midnight.
Oh yeah, what time is it for you?
It's 9:30.
Oh, so you're good to go.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You know,
West Coast for life.
It's funny how you and Nakai can be in the same room, but one of you's in the West Coast and one of you's in no.
Don't matter.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yes, and that is to break the illusion to all of you. Sadly, Nakai and I do not cohabitate, so there can be no fan fictions.
You know there's gonna still be fan fictions.
Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, there are.
I'm the closest to
The shipping
I could not say that. No.
The shipping community. It is a ravenous beast.
Oh god. I hope I never get into that.
I doubt you will.
I know that if Will and Ours podcast gets big enough, there's going to be some weirdness, and I will never embrace it.
I
You
hope
embrace
so.
me every day, Chris.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so just to get it back onto this thing, did Drakle have anything else to add to that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
To help us with this transition. No, in all seriousness, like much like Thesk, I didn't get into the multiplayer because of financial situations, mainly because my family couldn't afford it. We had piss poor Wi-Fi up in a mountain village, near a lake. Like it didn't always work, and I only got there to at the end of Halo 4 lifespan, going into MCC. That's when I started finally being able to afford to go online and stuff like this, and it was a beautiful experience, and I'm so happy that we just had this much time with it. After so many, entire game franchises have died in the period of these servers still being active.
That is true.
We have seen it time and time again. And the fact that it's no, this is... It's good to see this finally come to an end. As sad as it is for some people, it's this needs to happen. We can't keep things alive forever, as much as many of us try to achieve immortality.
All things change and all things end.
Exactly.
Yep.
And as a result, all things evolve.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Evolve. And that's what we see. We're seeing evolution into this new series of franchises, thanks to MCC picking up the torch where the 360 left off and carrying it towards the future.
Yeah.
And like
it is adding onto it, like with all the skins and stuff.
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's a good transition to what the next part is do you guys care about the fact that the MCC has added modifications to the original games? Like what's your feelings on preservation versus moving forward and changing things? Like do you guys like it being adapted and changed, or do you prefer that 343 preserve it the way it was?
To be honest, I'm kind of neutral on that. And sorry, Kaiden. My Kaiden.
Okay.
McCudden.
COD.
I'm kind of neutral on it. Like, I like a lot of the skins and stuff and all that. I think that a lot of even the more basic ones, like, changing Covenant stuff, gold, blue, red, that sort of thing. I love the flavor behind it and all that. Like, because, they always have those little flavor blurbs in regards to them. And you have, it's it gives references to, like, the Elite Ultras, the Brutes, the Legendary Temple Guard, stuff like that. As well as just some cheesiness, like, the friggin' Jurassic Park one. Though I do think that was changed because of copyright.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I can definitely see where others don't really like it. On my part, I want it to stay. I'm not going to get too torn up if they don't add the rumored toggle button to where people can, like, toggle it on and off like they can do with skins. I don't know how you can do that with models, especially with the new armors being implemented from, I think, Halo Online.
Yeah.
If it could happen, then for the sake of the people who want it, sure, by all means. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page as. Oh, sorry.
Well,
No, I'm just on the same page as Thesk. That's all I was gonna say.
As long as the campaigns stay the way they are, multiplayer is another beast on its own, and the addition of skins. Your background clearly it thinks is part of your body. Skype's algorithm is breaking on you. There you go. You just need to sit up a little more.
And that's not even working.
Oh no!
Yeah, it looks like he has weight.
I am becoming
Washington is consuming Nakai.
Yes.
Oh, no.
All will become of Starbucks state.
Oh my god.
I think this is a good point to end the Monday episode.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a point on that.
So just for everybody's sake, if Drakle has something he wants to add, now's the time.
Yeah, I'll quickly get it over and done with. I'm so sorry that I'm keeping you all up.
No, you're good. You're good. We still got to review Slip Space, so it'll be quick.
Oh, yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Very quick. Very quick. I promise.
Summary in that I'm happy with the changes. It makes some cool content. It helps out, and if there's a classic mode for people who don't care about that, good for them. And all I want is give the elite some content. Seriously, all the Spartans get all the fancy toys.
We had enough of the Space Rangers.
Please.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I want.
We're very passionate about this.
Yeah. I wonder why. It's not like your whole YouTube account is about it. So.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Customize my voice.
Damn straight.
Imagine a Covenant spin-off game comes out in 2022. Imagine that. That would
Oh
be.
my God.
Oh,
Don't do
there will
that.
be a collective orgasm. I do not make good jokes. This is how intense.
This will not be monetized anytime.
In my pants.
Oh no. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm Nakai.
Major Thesk.
I was
And-
Drakle.
What are you now?
Nutcase, but I feel like I'm not the main Nutcase in this conversation right now.
She's dying.
And we will see you.
On the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.